We continue our conversation now with Gus Rantz, and we're talking to him little family, little history, what he loves about this area, and then we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of motivations and why he is seeking to actually represent the people of State District in the House 31, and what really kind of, makes him think about our future. And I think everybody that goes to, Baton Rouge thinks, okay, I'm going to do the best. I'm really there for the right reasons. I think people go with the right intentions, but it doesn't mean they can go there and negotiate, as you pointed out before, and or tell people no. I think in our society we have a tough time, Gus, trying to tell people, look, you can't have all of these different things.
It's funny you say that. I use a quote from Thomas Sowell. He's very quotable, right? He's an economist, professor. He's getting up there in age now, but he's still got great quotes. And one that I particularly like is he says, the first lesson of economics is scarcity. There's never enough of anything to fully satisfy all those who want it. And then he follows with, the first lesson of politics is to disregard the first lesson of economics.
God,
it's so true.
Yeah, it is.
If you've never told your kids no, you're a bad parent.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never told your employees no, you're a bad boss.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a legislature and you never said no, that's something we can't do.
Mm-hmm.
You're a lying bad politician. Emotions don't make good decisions. Think of some of the things you regret in life, and we all have a couple of minor regrets. Were they well thought out actions, or were they emotional, crazy in the moment? Did you fire off a letter or an email? Did you say something stupid maybe after having too many pops?
Yes.
These are emotional decisions, and they rarely make good ones.
Right.
And so we have to know that. We need to know our weaknesses, and one of our weaknesses is emotion. But the Democrats really prey on that, and they're really good at it because emotional arguments tug at your heartstrings.
Yeah, they
right?
do.
They really do.
Yeah.
And I have a giant heart. I'm a very generous person. The first thing people think of when you say you're a conservative or you're with Eddie Rispone or you're with Donald Trump is that you all of a sudden don't have a heart.
That you're evil somehow. I
have a giant heart. I'm a Christian. I'm a Catholic. I think Christians believe in people, though, and I think our safety net, and I'm using giant air quotes that no one can see, our safety net programs have turned into hammocks, and that's a problem. That's not helping society, and that's not helping the people that you claim to be helping. If all these programs have worked over the last 40 years, why are they growing?
Yeah,
if they were working, they should be shrinking.
Yes, absolutely.
And so, it really aggravates me to see, the governor unilaterally expand Medicaid for us to add $7-8 billion on top of an already, growing immense budget. And then I talk with friends who have, special needs kids who have been on waiting lists for
probably years.
For 10 years.
Yeah.
The waiting lists are now smaller.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Why? How come anybody else on earth cut in front of these kids?
Right.
That aggravates me.
Yeah.
Because that tells me that we're not helping people that need it. We're helping people that want it.
Mm-hmm.
And wants are unlimited.
Right. Exactly. I mean, who doesn't want everything?
Of course.
Everybody does want everything.
But we're not doing anyone a service by designing that system. I always say if my employees are getting their bonuses and they're doing what I asked them to do, and I'm not making money. What's my fault?
Right, exactly.
That's my fault because I designed a bad system. It's not their fault. I've told them what I wanted them to accomplish. We have too many people in our society that are dependent on government because that's the best option for them. They're being capitalists.
Yeah.
And we're not allowing them to be capitalists.
So how do we turn that around? I mean, what are some of the things that we should be doing?
We have to remake the system and flip it on its head to incentivize people to get jobs, to work, to stick together. The familial unit, as much as the left wants to say it doesn't matter, and it absolutely matters. It's what has held our societies together for generations in some horrible times is family, and I think that's something that we don't value enough anymore. But at the end of the day, a system where you're rewarding people for working hard and getting jobs. Not everybody's going to be able to make $100,000. That's just not in everybody's future. But if they're out there busting their hump, making 20, making 30, making 40, it shouldn't be the same as the guy who isn't.
Right.
And I don't pretend to be an expert on social programs, and social programs isn't the only reason that Louisiana's having issues, but it's one of. There's no magic bullet. If there's a magic bullet, it'd be easy.
Yeah, exactly. And we'd have fixed everything by now.
We're not going to solve all our problems on Friday. We've got legacy lawsuit issues. We've got severance taxes which are too high. We've got insurance companies that sometimes give us the runaround. We've got judges that don't always do their job. We got lawyers that don't always do their job. We've got businesses that don't always do their job. There's no one answer to anything, but we have to start rowing.
Yes.
We're in the middle of the lake right now. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're not, and that's what ends up happening. We're stuck. We're constantly stuck.
So you have to approach legislature and government in bite-sized chunks that you can actually change. And that's something I've been disappointed with for the last few years, and one of the many reasons I'm getting involved in Louisiana state politics is we have supposedly had majorities in the House and the Senate, and hopefully that's changing, and it looks like it is. But and look, I know we've had a very leftist governor. Don't get me wrong, but we have really not won much of anything. We've put up a great fight and a great show, but at the end of the day, we've kind of capitulated. We've given way too much, in my opinion, and I want to go there and try not to give as much.
Right.
And at least let's put some pain points. Let's put some clawbacks. Look, we can't win every battle, but let's make it hurt.
Right, exactly.
If we can't win. That's the way that we make inroads and start advancing our position. We've got to take ground and not give it up, so we can get back to a thriving economic state with a thriving community, with a society that's the envy of other states. It's amazing how much life gets easier sometimes when people are working hard. There's that community buy-in, society buy-in. You realize I'm a part of this community, and you put down roots. You're not transient. All of that matters. It makes the police's life easier when the citizens are invested in the community and when they're not just transient. All of that comes from thriving economy, and that comes from opportunities. Opportunities comes with a free market and a capitalist society. And we're really shutting those gates too often, I think, with our taxation. I mean, there's just so many things that need to be done. We've got to take the first step, though.
Do you think Louisiana is a business-friendly state? Is it terribly unfriendly? How would you characterize Louisiana as you've watched it, even over, say, the past 10 years?
If you put everything about Louisiana aside from a regulatory and legislative standpoint, and I know this from turning around businesses, we have a cultural image problem. Now, our people's culture is the best in the world.
Absolutely,
everyone agrees with that, actually. Even both sides agree with that. Right. But we have an image and a belief system, whether even true or not anymore, of just pure corruption, pure anti-oil and gas, pure everything else. Changing out the governor doesn't change that. Revising our tax code doesn't change that. Stamping down some of these legacy lawsuits and some of these frivolous things doesn't change that. We've got to make those changes, but we've got to let the world know we've made those changes. That the culture, the image that the state of Louisiana has to be overcome. So right now we're not a friendly state, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Not the least of which is image. Now, before we get into the regulatory and the legislative side, we have real, true infrastructural problems. Louisiana is in the breadbasket of everything, right? We've got I-10, we got I-12, we go north, south, we got 55, we got railroads, we have ports. We should be the envy of most states.
We have so much at our disposal, but it's not being utilized.
Really are the third coast. But because our roads are dreadful, because our ports half the time the boats can't get in, because God knows going east through Baton Rouge, we all drive 90, which isn't a picnic, but it's a heck of a lot better than going through Baton Rouge. Why would you ever put a manufacturing plant here? Why would you ever put anything that needs to deal with shipping or rail or cargo? Because our interstate floods, our interstate floods. Our federal delegation can work with our state delegation to fix these issues. We've got to make some priorities. Instead, we're patting each other on the back about how many people are on Medicaid now.
Yeah.
That is the wrong direction. I have no beef with John Bell Edwards as a person. I've met him a few times. He was nothing but nice to me. But I completely disagree with his policies. I don't think we're going in the right direction. And I think, and God willing, Eddie Risponi will be the man he says he is. And I want to go help him be the man he says he is and turn this state around.
We're talking with Gus Rantz. He is one of the two candidates in a runoff for State House District 31, and we're talking about a variety of different issues. Our conversation continues next.